Hello and welcome to our first live broadcast. We're here in sunny Shotts today at our Sustainable Evolution Showcase. I'm Vicky Short and I'll be your host for today. We'll be discussing the phase out of petrol and diesel in our industry and the transition into more sustainable and electric solutions. We'll be speaking with Eric Renfrew, our Fleet and Support Services Director here at Balfour Beatty, Charles Stevenson, the General Manager at JCB, and Mark Armson, UK National Account Manager at Wacker Neuson. Let's go and speak to Charles. Hi there, Charles.
Hi, good afternoon.
So you're going to tell us a bit about how JCB have been working with Balfour Beatty to decarbonise plant.
So we've been working with Plant and Fleet to help showcase our electric machines across a number of your projects to great success. All these electric machines behind me are available in your supply chain. From the world's first electric mini excavator to an all-electric telehandler, these machines have a real role to play in decarbonising your plant to 2040. JCB has invested a lot in electric infrastructure and machines, and we will continue to do so, and have recently launched this electric one-ton dumper.
And do you think electric is the future?
Look, it's part of the future. There are limitations with electric technology at the moment. The first of all being cost. It is an inflationary technology, so these machines can be twice as expensive as diesel, but that is getting better. Secondly is weight. A 1.9 tonne excavator needs to weigh that in order to be towed. We can't have a 4-tonne machine doing the job of a 2-tonne unit. The third thing is the charge time versus cycle time mix. So these machines are small, they have a low cycle time, low hours, and so can do a full day shift on a single charge. When we start to get to bigger machines, it becomes a little bit more complicated. So if we try to electrify a large excavator, for example, those machines can work for 16 hours a day, are in quite isolated and remote places, and you can't charge them fast enough in order to do their full day shift. So you get a funny on-off type of work pattern. So really for those, it's not currently practical or feasible. And secondly, if we were to electrify a large excavator, we would add about 8 tonnes of battery to it, which brings me back to the original comment on both cost and weight. For the large machines, what we need is a high energy fuel that can be easily delivered and rapidly refueled, and for us we think that's hydrogen.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you looked at other alternative fuels?
Yes, indeed. So JCB has a proof of concept 22-tonne hydrogen fuel cell excavator. Now, hydrogen fuel cells are still quite immature in their technology, simply because automotive has gone away from hydrogen fuel cell because cars go to the petrol station, whereas for our machines, the fuel comes to the machine. So you guys are used to this off-pipeline last-mile delivery. The other thing with hydrogen fuel cells, inflationary, they're about 3 times the price of diesel. They need very clean hydrogen, and they're also very sensitive to vibration and dust. So for us, the real benefits here are in hydrogen combustion, where we take a known technology, the engine, and let's not demonize the technology, let's look at the hydrocarbon fuel going into it. So we take an engine, we put in a zero carbon fuel, and it produces steam. And the great thing about engine technologies is it's a mature technology that we all know and we all understand. It has a well-based supply chain, and it's well costed as well, so it's not hugely inflationary. So recently, JCB has launched the world's first hydrogen combustion backhoe loader, and more recently, the world's first hydrogen combustion telehandler. And we look forward to working with Balfour Beatty and the Plant and Fleet team in developing your hydrogen infrastructure and hopefully having some real-world trials in the next year or so.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Charles. Thanks for your time. So now we're going to head over, excuse me, and we're going to meet Mark from Wacker Neuson. Let's go this way. Hi there, Mark.
Hi, Vicky.
Can you tell us what you've got on display today?
Yes, we've got a range of light equipment. This is the world's first battery-operated rammer. We've got our dumper behind you, excavator, wheeled loader, and our new vibrating plates that we've just brought to market.
Fantastic. And what alternative fuel solutions are Wacker Neuson looking at?
Well, battery is a very key part of our strategy for the future. We see that being moving into a lot of our portfolio of machines in the future, definitely.
What are the drivers to develop these machines?
It's part of our strategy to work with our customers to decide what they want to use on construction sites. We've been very successful in the past with a voice of customer. So we have a strategy where we talk to the customers, they tell us what they want, and then we try and bring that to the market. It's very successful for us.
Excellent. And are there any other benefits from using battery power?
Yes, safety is a key driver. So we want to make sure that all the machines are easy to operate. They're no different to operating machinery that they're operating today. Battery gives us a huge reduction in noise levels. So we're perfect for nighttime working, things like that. And also vibrating plates, for instance, they have lots of components, pull starts, V-belts, all vital components on petrol driven machines. But on battery, those components are eliminated. So have a huge benefit from a service point of view.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mark. That was really interesting.
Thank you.
So now we're going to head over and speak to Eric, just over here. Good afternoon, Eric.
Hi Vicky, hiya.
Hello,
Hiya.
how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. So I'm going to ask you about plant and fleet and the transition to more sustainable solutions, and what are the priorities for the business?
So for a while now within Balfour Beatty we've been looking at genuine alternatives to diesel and petrol engines, and this is one great example that we've got here where we've been finding, working with the manufacturers, different ways to look at alternatives. And particularly around our company cars, we've got about 3,500 company cars on the road in the UK. And we will exit diesel by the end of 2024, which is 6 years ahead of the government's target by the end of 2030. So we're really working hard to find different solutions to exit the traditional diesel fuel.
Great. And how important are our supply chain in this transition?
They're really critical, Vicky, because it's not something we can do on our own. The manufacturers and the supply chain are key to helping us understand what options are available, what we can do and when we can do it, because the infrastructure across the UK has to be there to support. If we're transitioning into all electric as an example, we have to have the network in place there to be able to charge the vehicles in the plant and ensure that we're able to continue to use them day after day.
And what do you think the biggest changes in our business will be over the next couple of years?
I think there's a key change coming up in April 2022 when the government legislation will mean that the rebated diesel fuel will come to an end. Now that will accelerate the industry's transition out of its reliance on diesel as a fuel, and that will help us consider options, credible options, the likes of hydrogen and other solutions that are available to us. And it's an exciting time as we see the manufacturers look at this as a real opportunity, and working with them both in terms of development and understanding the opportunities that are available to us, will look to ensure that we can take advantage of this change in the tax legislation.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Vicky. Take care.
And thank you to all of you for tuning in today, and thanks as well to all of our other speakers this afternoon. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're back live again at 2 o'clock, and we'll be in our Digital Innovation Hub, so you can find out about the latest technologies that we're using to manage construction projects and reduce carbon emissions. See you then. Bye.